President William Ruto now is the President of the Republic of Kenya. And I think he needs to look at how watu are his people. These are people who, to a large extent, might be actually jobless as we speak. Those people that are mobilized for some of these things don't have a job of work. There's a possibility there's even an inducement for you to be in the streets in the first instance. There's a possibility that there are those that will again join purely for purposes of getting an opportunity to do something illegal and maybe steal from people and do all those things. Those are serious possibilities that are out there. So generally speaking, these are people who are being used to behave in a certain way. I think he needs to appreciate them and embrace them and deal with Raila as the opposition leader as Raila and actually if advise him, talk to him, relate with him, and plead with him to release these people, to allow these people to go to work, because this is a time when people are working, people are looking for an income for the day. It's really bad. Life is not good right now currently. To me, the response was not necessary, if you ask me. And especially when it seems like there's a subtle threat. When you talk about the Interior Cabinet Minister, much as he's the line minister, we know how people feel about that. There was the other one that was there before, and a lot of things were said about him and the things that were doing, what was happening around that ministry and all that. So I think to me, the president knows that the Constitution in Article 37 provides for picketing, demonstration, like Wakili has said, and petitioning. That's a provision in the Constitution. And again, people who want to do that are guided, well guided on what needs to happen, how you need to notify who, where, and then proceed with whatever it is that you're doing. I think to me, it should be more of advising Kenyans to avoid some of these things if you have to. Because I think to me, if it was about throwing words out there, I think the Deputy President was doing very well. And the President should have allowed the Deputy President and maybe the Prime Cabinet Secretary to deal with some of these situations, respond to what is being planned, explain to Kenyans why the cost of living is as it is, explain to Kenyans, like Prof had said, what is this GMO story and what point do we start interacting with this GMO and if it needs to happen. Explain the Sharia situation, like Prof said earlier, that this is a constitutional legal process, legal process that will continue. Other than the court of law, there is nobody else who can stop this process, from happening. And explain that the last elections, 5 years ago, people are making noise about Chebukati being the bad person and was assumed to be favoring Raila Odinga. Today, the same guy is being accused of favoring William Samoei Ruto. And the courts, like Wakili said earlier, have agreed with the elections that were held and rubbished a lot of things that were presented in court. So that is the position we have in as far as that process of elections of last year, this year, earlier this year are concerned. Explain why you feel that this, because I don't understand it. If the president did not appoint is not the one who appointed the chairman the last time, if the other team is the one that is said to have come in the 4 and then lost, then we are saying even now the process will be followed in terms of paneling, identifying the 7, as it were, because the other ones are going. What is not clear is how will you benefit from this? I think we need to again look at what the court said about some of these things, explain to Kenyans how IBC works, explain all these things about the servers, all those, because people here have servers that need to be open. They don't understand what is in these servers in the first instance. Why do you have 4 commissioners and you've lost? The courts advised on why and how IBC should operate in terms of its administrative role, in terms of who is supposed to do the tallying, in terms of who is supposed to do the announcing of the declaration of results and all that. I think that is an explanation that needs to come from government. Even in terms of the legislation that is being put out there, you have seen there are plans to amend the law so that the panel that is supposed to pick the commissioners is changed, so that 2 representatives are removed from the Parliamentary Service Commission to come from elsewhere. So why don't you also, on the same note, also help IBC in terms of what the court said? The court said you need clarity on what the chairman of the IBC is supposed to do and what the other commissioners are supposed to do. so that that ambiguity is clear. I think the government has a role to play so that to ensure Kenyans understand some of this.